Today is the International Day of Reflection on the 1994
Thank you. If a country is bombing another country's civilian infrastructure, does that constitute a war crime?
I think we've been very clear that that is a clear violation of international law.
If the United States does that to Iran, would that be a war crime?
Look, I think we've been, Secretary-General is very troubled by the statements that we've heard yesterday and again this morning. Statements suggesting that an entire people or an entire civilization may be made to bear the consequences of political and military decisions. There is no military objective that justifies the wholesale destruction of a society's infrastructure or the deliberate infliction of suffering on civilian populations. The Secretary-General reiterates that conflicts end when leaders choose dialogue over destruction, that choices still exist, and that those choices must be made now. He calls for stepped-up diplomatic efforts to find a peaceful way forward to the conflict in the Middle East.
President Trump's statement earlier today, the wording is obviously very extreme, and there's a lot of rumors around what it actually means, including if that means that he's ready to even drop a nuclear bomb or something. In that regard, what's the SG's message?
Listen, I have no way of reading the intentions of world leaders more than you do. Obviously, we were deeply troubled by the statements, to say the least. We have repeatedly said here that destruction of civilian infrastructure, targeting of civilians, the threats that we are all violations of international law, international humanitarian law. What is a crime, what is not a crime, will have to be determined once something takes place, and we very much hope that none of the threats that were verbalized will actually be implemented.
Does the Secretary-General think that President Donald Trump is out of his mind?
I'm not going to answer that question. I think what we want, what we all need is a return to sober dialogue, sober analysis, and sober action.
You just briefly summarize it in one sentence.
This conflict needs to end. Leaders need to choose dialogue over destruction, and he calls for stepped-up diplomatic efforts.
Subject of UN-led initiatives for peace, we saw the Security Council fail to adopt a resolution today on the situation regarding the Strait of Hormuz.
What the Secretary-General aligns with is international law, and what he wants is a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz with full freedom of navigation for all.